do for people. Integrity, honesty, all that stuff is high level, and it's there. And so I think my workload is a personal pressure to be good and responsible. And that's not a challenge. It's just a good trait, but you could call it a challenge certain days, certain weeks. But for me, it's just how I get things done.
And I think the other thing is understanding really why you're wanting to do what you're wanting to do. This
Right.
is where I always come back with any client I'm coaching. Why are you doing this? If you don't know the emotional benefit of why you're doing it, if it's not making you feel secure, if it's not making you feel like you've accomplished something, if it's not creating excitement in your life, that's the stuff. It doesn't matter if you want to drive a BMW. It's how that BMW makes you feel. So if we're not doing this work, and I mean, I'm preaching myself to the choir right now. I'm talking to myself right now too. If I'm not doing this work because it excites me, it brings me joy, it makes me feel good about myself, then I need to get out. I need to get out and go do something else. And to calm your struggle with Rick, if he's not helping you get to that space where you feel relieved, then it's time to get out and either find somebody else that can do it or find a way to adapt stuff that you go, okay, is this important? Literally, guys, what I'm doing over the next, well, not today, because I've got like 6 podcasts between the ones that I'm on and the ones that I'm recording. But tomorrow, I am sitting down and looking at everything that I do and going, why am I doing this? What are these things I'm doing and why do I do them? And some of them are going to go away because it's ridiculous. And yes, my husband still helps me a little bit, but he's on the track to now trying to figure out where he's going. So I don't want to get in the middle of that. But I think we've got to get back to why do we do what we do and get to the core of that. Otherwise, we can't be driven forward.
Just jumping in on that one, I think to add into that, that's something that I talked about literally just before this session on a interview I was going through, and someone was interviewing me about like the agency days. It's like the why is a big thing, and this is something that I write about a lot. Like, you got to understand how you want to feel when you're doing these things as well. Because a lot of people say why, that's the past, and then a lot of people say where do you want to be. But actually, you've got to go through all the shit of doing it. You got to, how do you actually feel every single day when you turn up to do these things? Because that's the reality of it. The why is great, that motivates you. The outcome's amazing. Maybe it's the BMW or the lifestyle, whatever. But actually, every day you've got to turn up and do it. So how do you want to feel when you're doing that? How do you want to feel when you're giving the sticker out or editing the episodes or doing the coaching? You know, you've got to know exactly. Because it's easy to let that get on top of you and just feel shit about doing what you're doing. You don't quite know why. Is it the thing you're doing? Is it why you're doing it? Is it the people you're doing it with? It's not easy to get to the bottom of that. And I don't know what the context of that chat was. I assume it sounds like it might have originated with you, Cam, on the backing of what Rick.
No, we were just, Rick said, well, let's have our own intervention. And we just all started.
Cool. Well, I can intervene.
I mean, the context, Mark, is I think we're all feeling like we're getting stuck in stuff and we're getting sidetracked by things. And then we get frustrated in what we're trying to do. And I'm at a very frustrating point. I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't know which direction I really want to go, which isn't that far off from where I've been. But if I don't know why I'm going to go a certain direction, if I don't know why I want to do this, and I can't say when this is done. So like, I know what really lights me up right now when I think about it and moving it forward is finding a way to turn this men and masculinity thing into that huge thing. It's how do I help men step into their masculinity, their way, to make them better in their own business, to make them better leaders, to make them better husbands, to make them better fathers, to make them better humans in society. That really turns me on. But how do I now take it and run with it? And simultaneously, how do I take this concept of this engagement piece in corporate America, to me, is another place where I know I could have impact. But if I don't realize why I want to do those two things, 3 months from now, I'll be sitting here telling you guys the same thing. I have to get to why I want to do this. Then I can be lit up. I think that's the difference. And you said it, Mark. It's getting to that emotional piece of why am I doing this? What is it that makes it happen? I mean, why are you doing productivity? There's something in there, and I can tell from the way you've been sharing stuff in the emails, it's because there's something underneath that really lights you up and says, this is what's going to take me to something that I've been trying to get to. It isn't the outcome, it's what it's doing for you internally.
That's just because it's
that's
fun.
My interpretation.
I really do that. Yeah, it's because it's fun. I only do really stuff that I like doing, and it's just fun. It's just fun. That's genuinely it. I think it'd be interesting. And you know, that's what I was saying. Like, you've got to, if you're going to do something every single day, then you've got to like doing it every single day. So it's an interesting problem to have. And I think if everyone, each of you guys, and probably me as well, look back to 18 months ago, really, what's the difference? Like, what's changed from 18 months ago? That's what you got to figure out. What are you doing better now than you were then? What results are you getting now than you were doing then? Here's an interesting fact, and this is not said in a negative way. This is said in a have a look at it, and it's a fact way. I went through John's income reports last week, and they're not going up.
Yep.
Who's John?
JLD.
Oh, okay.
They're actually going down, and they're coming back, and they're going down, and they're coming back. So they're not actually growing.
So they hit a plateau?
They've never got past the plateau. They got to a level way back at the beginning, and they've never changed. Way back. I'm not saying that as a negative thing. I'm actually saying that as a choice thing. Like, that is a back to the kind of why, obviously.
So they're comfortable there is what you're saying?
Exactly. There's no reason for them to go any further. And the reason that I'm mentioning that is that, everyone's striving for something else, the next thing. Calm with you, it might be the next sponsorship of the next show. But it's kind of like, well, why? Like, not only what Rick said about your own why, but like, why physically, like tangible return. Why would we do that? Like, is it a disproportionate amount of work for the potential return? It might not be. That was the easiest example to give there. Same with you, Rick, more coaching clients. Actually, do we just want less stress and just to have enough of what we've already got?
Mm-hmm. If I were to be honest with you guys right now, what I need is less stress and enough financial security that I go, fuck it, this is good enough. Then I think I would be energized to go do some of this other stuff.
I think
also for like me, right? I'm not a starving student. My day job provides plenty for me to do what I'm doing without having to worry about affecting my livelihood. But when that switch happens, where I'm going to be in Rick, Mark's, and Carm's position, I need to be making sure that whatever I am doing, I'm doing because that now becomes my livelihood. And then the conversation when you dropped off, Mark, was also that I was sharing with Rick and Carm that I actually do have a win, but the win reflects someone else, where a buddy of mine, I coached them through this time period where he got laid off and received, so he got his walking papers and he got an offer at the same day. But I had been coaching him and he had been bouncing things. He kind of brought me into his inner circle, and I had been sharing with him moving forward, right? So I can share with him and grow him. And he got this amazing offer today. He signed the paperwork, 5 weeks of leave, almost to the 200K mark, got a signing bonus. I mean, awesome deal, right? But what I was sharing with Rick and Carm was that I can't seem to do that for myself. Like, I can't seem to be in the mirror giving myself that advice to go and get it. Does that make sense? It's very odd. Like, I have the knowledge. I have these skill sets. I can give it and dish it out, and it's received well. But I can't seem to get a mirror of that and bouncing back to myself. It's very odd. It's very strange, and it frustrates me. Because here it is in the proof, right? My buddy sends me a message. As we were here, that's how that came to thought. He sent me a message. He said, thanks, dude.
Ralph,
thanks for getting on the phone.
Ralph, are you in? He was in a situation, and you're happy about that, and you helped him through it. You're not. Are you in a situation that could use Ralph's coaching? or are you just, do you need advice from someone to move you to another level? Are you, have you plateaued? Are you happy with where you are? I know you think about other people's situations and help them through it, but is yours unique and different? Is it the same? How could you apply your own principles to you?
Yeah, it just gets down to what Mark was saying was the grind, the daily. Are you doing it effectively every day? Are you executing every day?
It's because you're not in a bind. That's the problem. It's because you're not in a bind.
Right, and that's what I was talking about right now, is that I'm kind of fat, dumb, and happy, and have the luxury of fluffing it, right? And I'm trying to switch gears, see, because this is the dilemma that I'm in. I'm fat, dumb, and happy, but I don't like what's giving me the fat, dumb, and happy. I don't like what's giving me that lifestyle, right? So going back to Mark's lifestyle prison, right? I've created a lifestyle prison for myself, and I'm trying to break out, but I don't want to be a starving student either. Being fat, dumb, and happy is kind of fun, a little bit. It's liberating, but it's this thing. So when the life issues happen, the automatic jettison is served. Anything served is falls under extracurricular activity. So as soon as the bind or the crunch comes, that's what gets jettisoned, right? It just gets pushed out. And then you focus on life, family, and work. Then once I give myself enough space, then served can come back into the picture. And it's starting to drive me nuts. I see the cycle. I see it happening way too much. And I'm just at the point where I'm like, I need this to be recognized as a static. It's got its space, but it's there. It needs to be fixed. And I can't seem to get that. And I think that's my source of frustration and anger. And
yeah, Rick and I are running actual brands and businesses, and you are you're toying with, in the peripheral of your life, served, and you go back there for what? Fun, enjoyment, satisfaction of some sorts when you get there, because it's your alter ego.
It's purpose. It gives me purpose.
Gives you purpose. Okay.
Yeah. Outside of my family.
Thank you. Good.
The thing is, Raf, I think you've got to treat it as business. You said it very clearly there. You've got life, family, and work, and serve didn't fit into any of those pots. You need to put it in one of the pots, otherwise it'll never change.
It doesn't change. That's right. And that's kind of what I was saying is, you guys, any of you three, act in the manner that I'm acting, and you'll be starving students or starving artists, right? And that's the point.
Ralph, let me throw a word at you: creation. That's one of the things that I think builds my purpose, is that I'm always looking for the next best roundtable concept, idea, interview, thought, trend. That whole creation thing keeps me so engaged and so alive in what I do. And I'm always looking for the world around me and how I can relate it to exactly what I do. Not podcasting, not interviewing, but what I do as a whole. Can you get off on that kind of creative juice?
Yeah. So I'm still passing out stickers. So it's not like I've gone radio silent and I've stopped everything. So on Friday, I passed out a few stickers. I'm still taking the pictures. So I'm still doing those things. But I have not posted anything on Instagram in 2 weeks. And I just haven't got around to it. So I'm still continuing the mission. So in the back of my mind, I hear Mark and I hear myself saying, the stickers are the way. Boom. So pass out stickers. So I still do that. And I still talk to vets in passing out stickers. So there is this need, and that's where I feel my batteries are charged, because I'm still telling my story. They connect, and I get email signups. So that is still happening. It's just I'm getting frustrated where And I set a goal because November Veterans Day is coming, and I wanted to be launched this Veterans Day, and I don't feel that I'm slipping away. As every day that goes by, I'm not going to be quote unquote fully launched.
What can you remove from your personal life? What slice of an hour a week or 2 hours a week can you remove so that you could launch?
What does that mean?
I'm just going to kind of go back a step there because that's a good question, Cam. But I'm going to ask you about actually. I don't know what you think launched is, Raf.
Is that what it is? I'm thinking that's this big magical event.
What? So giving out like 1 million stickers is not launched?
No.
So if I swim the channel, the English channel, but I've not got a website or a podcast up, like,
did you not do it? That doesn't count. Maybe that's what it is. It's just an adjust. I get it. So you're saying
it's a much bigger mission than creating a podcast. Like you're just the guy that came into this from a podcast perspective. You've got a bigger goal, which is to give 1 million of these damn stickers out. You're not doing that. You're not. It's like you're unable to run upstairs if you're not breathing. You know what I mean? So this is your breathing. You can't. You're not going to get anywhere without being able to do that.
Yeah.
So that should be the goal. You got an hour free. You go and like Calm says, if you can carve out an extra hour, you need to give the stickers. Just build the email list. That's fine. They'll be there. You just got to give the stickers out because then the PR will tip over. You're the person that, as soon as you give 10,000 stickers out, you're the person that's got a story to tell.
Let me ask you, hang on, Raf.
Okay.
Raf, what is behind the sticker?
What do you mean what's behind the sticker? Like the meaning of the sticker?
What is behind the sticker? I didn't serve in the Army, but I was in the National Guard for six years. So I can kind of relate, although I wasn't active Army, right?
You were a guardsman?
Yeah.
Well, you get a sticker. You get 2 stickers, Carb. What are you doing?
Really? No
yes.
kidding. Oh,
that's the whole thing behind it. I don't care when you serve, how you serve, whatever you serve.
Right. Okay, so I got the sticker. What's behind it? What does it mean to me, Ralph? Where I get an email, I hear from you, but what else is behind? What's behind the sticker?
The sticker, it brings together all those that have served. Again, it doesn't matter if you were an E1 or a 4-star general. If you serve for 1 day or 40 years, right? It brings together all those that have served, and in this bringing together, it connects that community, right?
How?
So as
how just by the fact that I'm wearing the brand on my laptop, on my car, wherever it is, I'm wearing the brand. I belong. I belong.
Yeah, you are part of the group, the 1%, right, or the actual 8% that has served.
I'm out with my Vietnam veteran hat and vest on at an event. Where's my served patch?
Right. But that's the thing is that like you, I'm sure you're not wearing a ball cap that says I'm a veteran, right? Because you just kind of clearly showed me right now that you really don't identify. But by bringing
I never thought I did. I served.
You did. You served.
I served in a different way. Right.
Yeah. Well, you were ready for the call, right? Even though your destiny never took you anywhere to go actually be active in engagement in that type of service, you were ready for the call, and that's what it's all about. So the idea in passing out the 2 stickers is that is a symbol and a token. It's 2 physical little products that is a symbol and a token that gives you a gift from me to you in appreciation for your service, and then it empowers you to go find another served member and you thank them for their service, and it makes that connection.
But you know what, I want to take Carm's question and ask it again in a different, same question, but what's behind it, Raph? What's behind it for you? Because that's where you got to get to. Yeah. Because once you know what's in it for you, And I don't right now, but once you know what's in it for you, you will either find the inspiration or you will then have to go, no, I still haven't landed on it. And Mark, I think
I really I feel when I pass out a set of stickers, it's the connection that I'm making with that individual, and we share a quick story. And that story is what I find very valuable because it charges my batteries up. In that little story, it could be 5 minutes. Sometimes it's a 30-minute story. They want to share with me their challenges and their wins. And I get what you're saying, and I understand that I'm not ready to wear a veteran hat or walk in a Veterans Day parade, but I still want some type of bond with that camaraderie or that group. I want that reach back.
Okay, and so when you get that camaraderie, what do you get from that? What's going to be the thing that says this enables Raph to walk away from the cushy life he has right now?
Is that when I see joy in other people, that brings joy to me. So it's like a reciprocal, right? When I see them stand taller.
I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna be a little tough here. How are you gonna make money on joy?
I'm going to jump in on that one. I'm going to answer that one because Raph, you're forgetting everything that you know. You're just saying Raph shit.
All right. Tell me, Mark. This is good.
This is
Raph
great.
shit. I love it. Raph shit.
And it's everything that you know. You've just forgot your pitch. You help people connect from leaving to living. This is why the number of stickers that you give out is so important. Because you give 10 stickers out, it doesn't matter. You give 1,000 out, it doesn't matter. You give 10,000 out, it starts to matter. And the monetization opportunities are not then to be looked for; they come to you. You know, if you are the person that swims the Atlantic or walks across the entire nation, things come to you. You are not building the business from the ground up. You're trying to get in from the top and seeing where you land. You know what I mean? All you're doing is your mission. You don't have to try and make money from this. Your job is just to connect those people, and that money will come off the back of the sheer movement and the sheer audacity of that number. That's the goal. You know, the Under Armour stuff, we talked about that right from day one. You know about that. They wanted you to buy a shit ton of stock. Didn't work. Couldn't work. The next time, you want them to be begging for your brand to be on their stuff, and they'll do the work. That should be your whole point. And the only way you can do that is by having the numbers. You're not building an entrepreneurial venture. Like, that's just some bullshit word that people put in books. What you're trying to do is you're trying to build the number big enough that people start to hear about it. That is what you're doing. You've got to be that audacious with it. So you help people from leaving to living, and you're connecting people that have served from 1 day to 40 years. And you're doing this with one sticker. You're not getting bogged down in a bullet or a cap or a hoodie or a patch or any of that stuff. It's all great ideas, but that's not how you work. You know you'll get bogged down in the little tiny details. So just focus on one thing, on that one thing. And then back to Rick's question, how are you going to monetize that? The money comes to you because you've done something that big that no one can conceive that it's possible to be done.
And sometimes I get wrapped up in that I can't conceive that can be done. So that's part of the, yes. That's that Raph shit that you were just talking about.
You're just too detail oriented, which is great. You wonder how, you think there's a round peg in a square hole. Whereas with me, I'm like, screw that, find another peg, let's make one. You're like, wait a minute, I could do something.
He's a rocket scientist. He can't launch unless it's perfect.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. But remember, you have launched. That's the thing that I said earlier. You have actually launched. You just haven't launched.
I have launched. Oh, wow.
You start giving stickers out.
That's okay. All right.
So the 10,000 emails has got to be worth something to somebody.
Yeah, and give it. It's more the fact that you give 20,000 stickers out, and suddenly news companies start knocking on the door, and then national news companies when you get to 100,000, and then suddenly you're the person that's on the stage getting paid the 10, 15, 20, 30, 40K to speak to these people, because you've done the thing that is that big and audacious that no one else could do it. Right, this is it. That's the difference between what you are doing to what everyone else is doing.
That's it. Thank you. Because I was getting bogged down. I don't have this. I don't have that stat. I don't have this launched. And I have launched this. I am doing it.
Exactly.
Let me ask a question. You have not launched a podcast yet, right?
No, but I wrote down my 7 episodes. That's kind of what I was saying is like I was on this move.
Yeah.
I outlined the next 7 episodes, 00 all the way to 00.
But my point is, I'm going to ask Mark because Mark knows a whole lot more about what you're doing. Will the podcast support his effort?
It's really connection and stories, isn't it, Raf? It's just telling the stories of people so that other people can feel connected into it. You know, this is not it's not marketing as such. It's pure connective entertainment. Yeah. You know, it's pulling people in and saying, look, okay, here's the next step is to just start to listen to some other stories. And if you want to tell your story, here's a way to do it. Here's a forum. I'm altruistically giving you a forum to do that. You know, and then you advertise the stickers on there. If you want a sticker, go out and send me an email to this address or go and fill a form in and off we go. We get a sticker and then you build the metrics in. You just build all the metrics. You link your forms from your website up to Google Sheets with Zapier. And then every time you do that, you just build the spreadsheet out. Boom, 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 boom. And 10,000, 20,000, you know, that it's all, the goal is just to get these stickers into the field. I've told you the goal that you need to achieve is someone from one side of the country meeting someone at the other side of the country, and both of them, the common ground they've got is that they've both got a sticker. The day that happens, that's when you know you've arrived. And the podcast and any video, Instagram, any channel is just a way of saying...
supporting that sticker, right?
It's just connective entertainment. That's what it is. Which I think I've just made. So,
Carm, you're getting 2 stickers, Carm. Rick, are you holding out on me? Did you serve? Are you in law enforcement? Are you a dependent?
No. No.
He was a sheriff. You make a good sheriff.
Yes, he's big and tall.
Sheriff,
yeah, down south. Oh my God, you'd be scary looking. Get that big campaign hat on. Ooh.
But this is the thing, Mark, that is amazing right here, and we're laughing about it. Is Carb? We've talked about this, and Carb just now in August 13, 2018. Just bloop, he says, oh, well, I was in the National Guard for like 6 years. Yeah, I did that something way, way back then, but I don't relate to that. But I mean, this is big.
I was at the county fair yesterday at the big county fair. And so I go by, there's this orchestra playing in under this tent, and they start going through all the themes for all of the themes for all the branches of service and ask people to stand up. No National Guard theme.
No, but you know the National Guard is.
I should have stood up for Army. I know. I should.
The Army, yes.
I should have stood up for Army. You're absolutely right. And anyway.
So you know what, Carm? This is actually a very interesting. I'm planting the mustard seed here. This could be a very interesting podcast episode on why you didn't feel the connection, right?
Right.
Because I run into folks like you all the time. They'll say, oh, I did that thing 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and it was just this like thing that I did for 2 years. I served in the Army for 2 years and no big deal. And I'm like, what do you mean no big deal? Like in those 2 years, you could have done something, you know, you could have been sent to the jungles or to the war or to something. What's that? What are you showing?
40 years ago, August, this month.
40 years ago.
Yeah, it was when I left, 1978.
1978, you went to Army boot camp.
No, 72. And so I was in the Guard from 72 to 78. I went to Fort Jackson, South Carolina for basic.
What? Like, yeah. Oh my gosh, Carm. Like
72 through 78. I was the last draft. Vietnam ended.
This is a major failure on my part. Here I am connecting with a vet.
No, it's not a failure on your part. It was a failure on my part not to consider that I served.
You served, Carm.
I have a great story offline, Ralph. I need to tell you what I did for the Guard company. I did some really cool things.
See, now you're getting that juice back, right? Now you're like, hey, listen, I did serve. I got great stories. Let me share with you.
I was a recruiter. I was the NBC NCO. I was the training NCO. I did a whole bunch.
What? How? a very different Raph from when we started, right? Let's go back 40 minutes ago. Oh, life is tough. Now I'm like, yeah, Carm served.
There you go. It seems like it's when people tell you the stories that you get lit up. So that answers your
Yes.
question, Rick. That's the thing, isn't it?
See? Yeah, that would be a great episode for me to get on and feeling I wasn't worthy.
I wasn't worthy. That's exactly it, right? If I didn't I got someone said, well, I didn't retire, so I didn't serve.
Hey,
I'm like, what do you mean?
Rick, I came out of the closet, Rick.
Exactly.
Came out.
He came out.
I've been holding this in for years.
40 years. We broke through. Carm served. I'm getting 2 stickers out there. Stat. I might FedEx these things just so we can get them next Monday.
This is a remarkable result. I see what I did.
Rick,
This is awesome.
Mark, you're a connector, son bitch.
Hey, no, Rick. Yeah, Rick and me have just tag teamed that. Then we just sat back.
Yeah, no, but you guys you guys saw it. I mean, I can sense the color back in my face. I'm excited again. I'm like, I'm gonna run out and start passing out stickers. Like, this is the thing that I tell you about.
So at the county fair, I go by this veterans booth that they had, and the first thing that I did was I looked for a served sticker. Now I knew that it wasn't going to be there, but I went there to look and said to myself, God, Ralph should be represented here.
Yeah. Wow, you might just get a puck sent your way, and I'm gonna say, here, Carm, because this is the second time you've told me you went to an air show.
Yeah,
I think a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So this is like Carm served.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that one.
Bring her down, baby. Bring her down.
It turns out my connection's a little bit better now, which is good. But we'll wrap it on top of the hour. So we've all got sessions tomorrow. Raf, you're shifted to Monday.
Monday, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that.
No problem. So Rick and Cam will talk tomorrow at our normal time. We've got next week's Mastermind, and then it's a bank holiday, public holiday on the 27th, so we'll not be on that one, and then we'll be back in on the 3rd, so just mark that in your diaries, but obviously I'll send the email.
27th is out?
Yeah, so that's public holiday here. So I'll be doing public holiday stuff, whatever that may entail. And then we're back to
hopefully I sent you a lead, Dola Saleh, to podcast websites. She saw on your website that she could do a one-on-one, and I don't know who you do them with now, but she's a friend here in town who's an author who wants to start a podcast. And I met her at a party 3 or 4 weeks ago, told her what I was doing, and she gravitated to me like wool on a sheep. I don't know but we've actually had a couple of hour-long sessions to help, for me to ask her a few questions. She's flipping around crazy, not knowing what to do. And I told her to take her main website, port it over to you guys so that she now has a launch platform for her podcast that she still needs to learn how to do and to do. But I've attempted to get her to look at you guys.
Well, thank you. She's booked in.
She is?
She's booked in. With you guys would love my systems.
I bet you.
She's booked in. She booked the call on the 9th, and she's booked in on the 15th on Wednesday with James at 3:40.
Wow, that's cool, because Thursday the 9th is my last call with her. Cool.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, she's booked in.
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
Thank
Glad
you
to
very
hear
much. Cool, guys.
So you said 27 August, nothing, right?
Nada. So that's a public holiday. And then we're back in normal, as normal from there.
On the 3rd.
Yeah.
So does that mess up your holiday schedule?
No, I'm away for 2 weeks from the 21st. Just pottering.
Okay.
So I tied it in so we weren't missing anything we wouldn't naturally miss.
FYI for you, the U.S. has that Labor Day holiday on the on
28th?
On September 4th. No, 3rd. 3rd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. September 3rd is no business as usual.
Well, we might. I mean, depending on, I might move that then. Might move the 3rd rather than skip that week because we'll have missed the week before. I might just move the mastermind maybe to like Tuesday or Thursday of that week.
So that that, let us know.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's move it. The week's a little crazy on that one. Let's move it to Thursday.
Thursday the 6th.
Yeah, I'll send it around to everyone. But I'll just mark it in your diaries. So we'll do the normal time on the 6th of September instead. Thank you for the heads up, Carm.
Yeah, thank you.
Shazam. Cool. All right, team. Well, I'll see you all tomorrow. Apart from you, Raf. Good luck with Ethan. Let me know how that goes, and we'll talk next Monday, you and me, buddy. But we'll pick up in Slack as well.
Thank you. All right. Hey, thanks, guys.
Right,
Carm, Rick, Mark. Thank you all.
See you guys. Thanks.
Good session,
Bye.
team. Bye.